Every week, millions of people grab cheap meat from grocery chains that promise safe, quality cuts. But behind those discounts and glossy labels lurk hidden dangers, like Walmart's recall of 16,000 pounds due to E. coli and 85% of premium claims failing scrutiny. Price means nothing if bacteria beats the butcher. Which stores put you most at risk, and why do so many shoppers have no idea? On April 30th, 2024, Walmart faced a recall that sent shockwaves through the grocery industry. More than 16,000 pounds of raw ground beef were pulled from shelves across 9 states after E. coli 0157H7 was detected. The contaminated meat came from a single supplier, raising urgent questions about how quickly safety checks can fail when the focus is on moving massive volumes at bargain prices. The recall covered products produced over just 2 days, yet the risk stretched across the Midwest and South, impacting thousands of unsuspecting families. Behind the scenes, supplier audits had already flagged sanitation problems. Processing lines were running too fast to allow proper cleaning, workers handled beef without changing gloves, and temperature logs showed meat sitting above 40 degrees Fahrenheit for hours. In some cases, ground beef packages left Walmart distribution centers after being stored in conditions that allowed bacteria to multiply. Shoppers who thought they were saving money faced a much higher cost. E. coli 0157H7 can cause severe illness, especially in children and the elderly. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns that symptoms can start as soon as 2 days after eating tainted meat, and that infections can lead to dehydration or even kidney failure. This is not a rare event. Federal records show Walmart has been involved in multiple major recalls over the past 5 years, with each incident tied to cost-cutting measures in the supply chain. When meat is this cheap, the hidden price can be your health. Every discount comes with a risk, and for Walmart shoppers, that risk is far more real than most people realize. Whole Foods built its reputation on the promise that higher prices mean higher standards. Shoppers walk in expecting that every cut of beef or chicken breast behind the glass lives up to the label, grass-fed, organic, humanely raised. But behind the polished displays and premium price tags, the truth is much murkier. A recent analysis by the Animal Welfare Institute reviewed nearly 100 animal welfare and environmental claims on meat packages across the country. The results were staggering. 85% of those claims had no solid proof behind them. In most cases, producers only needed to submit a simple statement or a copy of their operating manual to the USDA. There was no requirement for third-party audits or on-site inspections. For some labels, the USDA could not even produce the original paperwork that supposedly justified the claim. This system leaves plenty of room for confusion. One turkey supplier got approval for a humanely raised label by submitting nothing more than a short affidavit and proof they met the industry's bare minimum. Meanwhile, the USDA does not spell out what counts as higher welfare, so each producer decides for themselves. For shoppers, this means paying more does not guarantee better practices, safer meat, or even accuracy. The health halo around stores like Whole Foods is built on trust, but that trust is not always earned. When 99% of public comments oppose the USDA approval process as weak, it is clear that even the most expensive meat can come with hidden risks. The sticker price might be high, but the standards behind it are often paper-thin. Aldi's discount model relies on a short list of suppliers, pushing efficiency above all else. When a problem starts at the top of that chain, the impact can sweep through thousands of stores in a matter of days. In 2024, Bruce Pack, a major meat processor, triggered one of the largest recalls in recent history. Over 11 million pounds of ready-to-eat meats, including products sold at Aldi, tested positive for Listeria monocytogenes. The contamination did not stop at a single location. It spread through every retailer that shared that supplier, and the risk multiplied with every shipment. Aldi's streamlined buying process, meant to keep prices low, also meant that a single supplier's mistake could land on dinner tables from coast to coast. Shoppers picking up what looked like a safe, affordable package of deli meat had no way to know it was part of a recall stretching across the entire country. When a store depends on just a handful of sources, one weak link can put millions of customers at risk in a single sweep. Safeway customers often assume that recall notices mean instant protection, but the reality is far less reassuring. When contaminated meat is flagged by regulators, the expectation is clear: pull every package off the shelf immediately. Yet documented cases show products can linger for days after a recall is announced. In several high-profile incidents, shoppers reported finding recalled ground beef and poultry still available for purchase up to 48 hours after the official notice. These delays are not just paperwork errors, they expose families to meat that could already be harboring E. coli or Listeria. The Food Safety and Inspection Service has repeatedly urged retailers to improve response times, but gaps in Safeway's traceability systems make it difficult to guarantee every tainted package is tracked and removed. Even as corporate press releases promise swift action, the reality on the ground is far messier. For customers, the recall process can feel invisible, leaving them to wonder if the meat in their cart is truly safe or just a missed barcode away from a dangerous meal. At Dollar General, the promise of convenience often comes with hidden risks behind the freezer doors. Health inspection records reveal a pattern of cold storage problems, ice buildup in back freezers, malfunctioning defrost systems, and priority violations for time and temperature control. When freezers fail, meat can thaw and then refreeze, a cycle that quietly erases any guarantee of safety. Bacteria like Listeria and Salmonella do not care about discount prices, and they thrive when meat spends even a few hours above 40 degrees. In some stores, corrective action must happen within 3 days, but that still leaves plenty of time for spoiled product to slip through the cracks. Packaging at Dollar General is often thin and easily torn, offering little defense if the cold chain breaks down. Customers walking out with a bargain pack of chicken or ground beef may have no idea the meat's journey included unplanned detours through the danger zone where pathogens multiply and quality vanishes. For families counting on safe, affordable meals, the cost of a broken freezer can be far higher than any price tag. A tough steak or a mushy, watery chicken breast can ruin dinner before it even starts. Blind taste tests across national grocery chains reveal a pattern. Bargain. Meats often fail where it matters most, on the plate. Testers report chewy, flavorless beef and chicken so soft it falls apart with a fork, raising eyebrows and suspicions. Complaints pile up about strange textures, off smells, and the kind of aftertaste that lingers for all the wrong reasons. Even in stores that promise premium quality, the reality can be underwhelming. When a package promises freshness but delivers disappointment, it is more than just a bad meal. It is a warning sign. These taste and texture letdowns are not just about culinary pride. They are the first hint that something went wrong long before the meat reached your kitchen. The single most important number in meat safety is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the line between safe storage and a bacterial free-for-all. Every hour meat spends above this threshold, invisible threats multiply. E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria can double in just a few hours if the cold chain breaks down. Thin or damaged packaging only makes things worse, letting air and bacteria seep in. Grocery store displays and home refrigerators are not always as reliable as people think. The solution starts with a thermometer. Check that meat cases and your own fridge stay below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If you spot condensation inside a package or if the plastic feels loose, walk away. For the safest bet, skip the big chains and buy from a local butcher. Smaller suppliers keep tighter control over temperature and turnover, meaning meat is less likely to have taken a dangerous detour. When it comes to safety, cold and careful beats cheap and convenient every time. Right now, nearly 1 in 6 Americans get sick from contaminated food each year. This risk is hiding in plain sight at meat counters. Safe choices are not about price or packaging, they are about vigilance. The next label you trust could decide your health. Choose carefully. Drop your thoughts below. What is your next move?